We are backstage at the Memphis Quartet Show. With me, Ernie Haase of Ernie Haase and Signature Sound. And Ernie, welcome to Gospel Music Today.
It's great to be with you again, Ken. Thank you.
We always look forward to this. Signature Sound will be on stage tonight at the Memphis Quartet Show. You just did your sound check. You will enjoy it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. This is a historical place for music in general, but especially for our song music, our genre of Southern Gospel Quartet singing. So these people in here they're the easiest people in the world to sing to because they just eat this music up. So we look forward to this. We circle this date on our calendar.
All right.
And, so we're excited to be here.
Good. This is a very nice event.
Yes.
Keep It On, is that the current CD?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that in just a second. When you, after your run with the Cathedral Quartet ended, and then you sang with George.
Yeah, so George Young's my father-in-law and the bass vocalist for the Cathedrals. He said he wanted to do a little bit more singing because he started feeling better and he was on dialysis and stuff. And so we were at a rehearsal with Gaither Homecoming, and I want to say it was here in Memphis at the Peabody. Anyway, and so we were rehearsing, and they sang "Glory to God in the Highest." Up above my head. I'm sorry, up above my head is the song. And Jake and George started going back at each other, and so I walked them back to their hotel room. So I had George Johnson on this arm, I had Jake Hess on this arm, and it was really quiet. And then Jake said, "You know what? We're about one person away from having a really good quartet." And so I told my wife that, we just laughed. And then the next morning, Gaither called the room. He said, hey, Jake and George want to start another quartet. Come to my room. And so for a year and a half, we got to travel with two legends, along with Wesley Pritchard and myself. And so that was the Old Friends Quartet. And so about September of 2002, George's body was just, he just couldn't go anymore. And Jake couldn't either. And so they gave us a mandate. Said, do your thing and do it your way. And so that's when I launched out and started the Signature Sound Quartet.
Oh, all right. So was that something you always looked forward to having your own group? Or was that really the...
No, that's a great question. I've never been asked that. My dream was to sing with cathedrals. My dream was to tour on a bus. I was enchanted with a lot of things in life. A lot of things. I've always been ambitious. But then there's ambition and then there's passion. Passion is the fuel that just keeps you going all the way through all the hard times and challenges. And the one passion I've always had is to sing in a quartet. So when they retired in December of '99, and then the Old Friends, we couldn't go any further there. I didn't think I had it in me. I really didn't. I was going out singing some churches, and I would take my little recorder, and I would just sing and minister, and I had a good time. But George looked at me and said, "This family's meant to have a quartet." And so I got bit by the bug again. But it's been the grace of God that's brought us thus far, and that's one of the reasons why it's all culminating in a song that I helped co-write called "Keeping On." And so I'm really blessed. I can't ask God for another blessing. He has blessed me beyond my dreams. And so that's how the scriptures say that our Father is. He does exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or all that we think of. So he can be trusted. Yeah,
that's an awesome story. Well, we were all basically on home confinement during the last year. You guys put part of the time to good use. We really enjoyed those Friday night things. Any thought of continuing that?
Well, I'll break the news right here. We did a little press release last night. We filmed it, and it will come out next week. Everybody is asking, and I don't want to use the word beg, but they're pleading because it's not just the music at that point, and it's not just Signature Sound. I grew up what we had, back in the late '60s. We had things called cottage prayer meetings, and so whenever there was a revival service, we would meet in homes, and we would just pray, and you'd feel the presence of the Lord. So with the Friday night sing, that was what was happening. Homes, mother, father, kids, they were getting together with popcorn, and they were meeting together in the presence of the Lord. So the answer is yes. I'm not doing it because I just want to continue to work and be busy. but I'm going to rebrand it. And you will appreciate this. I got a call from Greg at the Walk Network, and he said, I want to start re-airing some of your Friday night sings, but I can't do it on Friday. I said, you know what? I've just written a song, and it's called Good to Be Home. And I think that's what Friday night singing is about. Building, I want to see the American home, but we were building the homes. And if you want to change the culture, people talk about culture needs change. It starts at home. Forgiveness, understanding, patience, all those things begin at home. And if it doesn't happen in the home, you carry that out into the culture. And you see what's happened to the culture. So yes, this fall, we're going to start with another season. Still be on Friday night on our YouTube and Facebook. Same format, everything like that, but we're going to rebrand it. And we're going to call it Good to Be Home with Ernie Haase signature sound. I can't wait.
That's right. We've heard that phrase we've heard quite a few times this week as we've talked to some of the gospel singers. They had forgotten how good it was to be home. And it was a positive from last year.
There are many gifts in every trial. And so I don't want to be flippant and say COVID was a gift, but gifts come out of trials. And, for me personally, and I know a lot of my colleagues, it was just nice to sleep in your own bed. The bus bumping up and down the roads, you never really sleep. And by the time you go on stage at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I mean, I could see why George and Glenn were sitting backstage, just sitting there staring at the floor. But that was a gift. And then the real thing is, you put price tags on things when you want to sell things, and we don't really actually do this, but time away from home because of your job, you put a price tag on that. I mean, how much is that worth? And we all do that. But at the end of the day, and the guys and I were talking, when you die, you're going to be sitting there with all these things that you sold, and you don't care anything about that. This is what matters, the connection. And so maybe we don't retire with as much in the 401k. I've never missed a meal. God's always been gracious, and so that's the gift of being woke up, and that's one of our songs on our album. Wake up. We wake up and we feel the love of God shining on us, and we're saying, okay, I may have got that wrong. This is essential to me. And God forgive me, and you repent and move on and go on. I love what Timothy Keller says. He says it's hierarchy of love. God first, and then everything under that. And even if you put your family above God, everything gets out of kilter. So a lot of times you put your work in front of it. A lot of times we put, our ambition in front of that. So that's to me, personally, that's one of the gifts. It's allowed me to reorganize the hierarchy of love. I didn't know I was doing it, but I felt like there was things that were out of order. And so I got to reorder my life. Isn't that good?
Yeah, it was great.
That'll preach.
That'll work. We want to get some of the details of the new CD, but just before we do, Paul Harkey, I hope you'll give him our congratulations. A distinguished alumni.
Yes.
That's quite a thing.
Yes. We're so proud of Paul. We're proud of all the guys. Ernie Haase signature sound. That's just a name. The group, that unity, that tight harmony. Couldn't do it without these guys. Paul Harkey on the bass, vocals, just amazing Christian man, an amazing talented guy, and a great father. And then you got Devin McGlamry, our lead vocalist, who's become one of my dearest friends, and I trust him, and I love his family. And then Dustin Doyle, our baritone second tenor, he's just an amazing talent, just now starting to really tap the depth of his talent. And then, of course, we're just surrounded by great musicians, Wayne Hahn, Tyler Vestal, all these guys who come and play. I'm really thankful. And then there's people behind the scenes that people will never see. Brian Hudson that does our booking, Michelle Gayhart, my secretary, and my wife Lisa, who does all of the accounts. It's a big team. There's more than that, but that's the immediate circle. And I'm just so thankful that God has allowed me to, I'm 56, going to 57. I was doing the math the other day. When I joined the Cathedrals, George just turned 60. And I thought, man, that's old. But now, that ain't so old anymore, We're getting closer to that number. So man, I'm just thankful to be able to still have some vocal cords left to sing, and people who want to hear it. And so God's good.
Very good. How is the new CD doing? We moving right along with that?
Yeah. Keeping On is the name of the record, and the title song is called "Keep On Keeping On." And back in January, it was just we had a really cold, dark winter. It seemed like it was a whole year. It was just dark and cold. And after we finished the Friday night sing, December 25th was the last episode. We did 16 weeks solid. It was the first time, even though we were in lockdown, that was the first time I didn't have anything to wake up to put my hand to. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say it freaked me out, but it made me go inward and go deeper. And all I can tell you is what the Lord said: one more step, one more breath, rise up in faith, take that step, take that breath, and just keep on keeping on, and remind my people, feed my sheep, tell my people, keep on keeping on, and tell them I can be trusted. Nothing's taking me by surprise. You're not forgotten. You're not forsaken. Don't be shaken. So all those things that I felt in my spirit at that time became part of that song. And a big thank you to Sue C. Smith and Lee Black for helping me flesh out that wonderful song.
Mm-hmm. Good people to work with.
Absolutely.
Well, Ernie, it's always a pleasure to see you. We will look forward to hearing the group tonight at the Memphis Quartet Show.
Thank you,
and thanks for being on Gospel Music today.
It is our pleasure, and thank you for everything you do. God bless you.